Grace Park Block Club is celebrating 45 years of service in the Grace Park area. Formed in 1975 by Howard Carter, and at Grace Park, and has grown into the Grace Park Coalition and the Howard Carter Foundation, where Grace Park Coalition is a mental health, physical therapy organization utilizing gardening, photo club, and hiking club as positive reinforcements to better living through reward, not punishment. Contingency management therapy, an evidence-based treatment plan for treatment therapy that works. Once I started on this journey, I was a writer for the Acknowledgement web-based newspaper at the Beacon Journal, and then we moved to the downtown library. But Miller Horns asked me to do an interview on his monument, which became a feature on the front page of the Acknowledgement web-based newspaper. Let's take a look.
It's interesting because I was on a bus and an older lady had seen the article or seen me in the paper, and then she started talking about it, and a big smile came on her face because a lot of people, when they think about Howard Street, they remember the good. There's no hint of any black businesses that was in that area, and that was predominantly a black business district. You had about 100 nightclubs on that street. Yeah, right. And they had a lot of nice restaurants. One in particular was called the Green Turtle. And you ask anybody, I mention that name, and they just become animated about it and stuff.
Congratulations, Miller, on the start of the construction of the Hotel Matthews project, Howard Carter.
And you had your black businessmen, or like you had your doctors and dentists, and and all those things that you really don't have very many of them in Akron. It was more or less, he was an entrepreneur, and he was about the only successful black professional during that time.
Well, I'm presently chairman of the Steward Board 2 at Wesley Temple. I've served as trustee board chairman and as steward board chairman years ago, but I'm good at that. I sing in the choir, I put out the newsletter for the church, and stay pretty busy. I worked at the Beacon Journal for 28 years. I was editor of the Beacon Journal, and then later moved to Miami, Florida, and became the vice president of diversity. And I created a lot of diversity programs for Night Ritter Corporation.
He housed entertainers when they came into Akron. During the 1920s, blacks weren't permitted to stay in white hotels. So he housed a lot of entertainers: Cab Calloway, Count Basie, Ella Fitzgerald, Scatman Carruthers, Red Fox, and that's where they stayed, and they played across the street, which now is the Interbelt Bar, was called the Ritz.
Mr. Matthews was one of the original members here at Wesley Temple. I don't know what exact year he came here, but this church was built in 1928. And Brother Matthews was he was on the board of trustees, and he was one of the original members of this church.
He was a man who really loved Wesley Temple, and he always sat on the organ side of the church, and he sat on the first row, and he really believed in doing everything that he could for the church, and he was just a wonderful member of the church, very active in all activities.
And the greatest story about Brother Matthews was this church opened up at a time when they were in a depression. And so apparently this organ that you see here was installed in the church, but the church was unable to pay for the organ. So what Brother Matthews did was he locked the church and closed the church and went fishing. And so when the bill collectors came, they couldn't get into church.
He gave a sense of pride in terms of being a hotel owner, and he didn't have really any his education was very minimal. And he used to work as a train steward. And he was trying to get a loan from a bank to get his business going, and they denied him that.
Sorry. Call me.
Okay. Well, Mr. Glenn Stevens right here on the day of the groundbreaking. This is what you are, the contractor?
We are the construction manager, project manager for this project.
And this project is?
The Matthews Hotel Monument.
Yes, and it's by Miller Horns, yes?
Yes, it is.
But he turned around, he became part of their board of trustees. You know what I mean? And he showed that, certain things can be achieved if you, like just keeping on with it. I thought that was real interesting for him. So it's really an interpretive piece. The project is a project that kids can learn from, okay? Because a lot of people weren't around that time, and you talk to them, they don't know anything about it like that, And I think it's a good educational thing. I hope people come down there and even like school bring some of their classes down there. Would like to see them, like maybe someone speaking at schools about Howard Street, just to tell them what it was, and I think that would help things out a lot, give it more pride, I guess.
Finishing up the electrical so we can power up the lighting, because it's been a couple years.
And will there be a conduit?
It's already in. We just got to pull the wire and make the connections to the box and to the Edison. So
wow,
we're gonna have a ceremony.
When?
That's what I want to hear.
Yep, ceremony is gonna be.
You are with Glenn Stevens.
Yep.
Okay, good luck. Hey, I'm on site at the Matthews Hotel Monument with
Mark Strong.
And Mark Strong. Tell me what's going on here today.
Well, we're putting in some electricity in the Matthews Monument. It seems to have a lot of jazz greats. I see Ella Fitzgerald, Louis Armstrong, Red Fox, just quite a few different of the black greats. I know the North Side is very popular for jazz and stuff. We didn't know until we seen the monument, all the jazz greats that played here at this hotel.
So the intrinsic reward, how do you feel about being a contributor to this?
Oh, absolutely. It's great to work on this site. It feels good to work on something that has such a great history in Akron.
Can I look forward to seeing you here at the celebration? It's supposed to be held June 1st.
Absolutely, you
All
will.
right. And once again, you are?
Mark Strong.
Pleased to meet you.
Have a great
The Howard Carter Foundation is a performing arts organization preserving African American history through living history and Civil War reenacting in this historic Howard Street district and throughout the United States. I am an active member with the 5th United States Colored Troop, the most decorated colored unit in the Civil War. And we are from Delaware, Ohio. More importantly, mustered out of Overton, Ohio. And then I do John Malvin, who was the first freed black man and canal boat captain right here on the Ohio Erie Canal. We get support from good people like you. If you would like to help us, please contact us at Facebook at the Grace Park Coalition or Howard Carter Foundation. There is a PayPal or whatever, pay something. I don't know what it is.
Cash App.
Cash App, but
Okay.
I'll have to put that up on, or we'll put that up later. Thank you. Howard Carter.